What's up, everybody? Today's video we are going to talk a little about wheel ring lights and our experiences with them. We've learned quite a bit, owned quite a few different sets. Started off with single rows, some double rows that we were really happy with, but things have escalated. If you're not running quad rows, then probably not bright enough, and even most quad rows, they're really hard to get. So that's kind of what this video is about. We thought we would compare kind of what we have on all these trucks, how long we've had them on, issues we've had, and other places we've tried to order from. So that's kind of what this video is going to be about today. Alright, so like we said, we're going to start off kind of just looking at our trucks and some of the things that we have ran. These ones that are on the old square body here are just a double row off of eBay. They were, I think, right about a couple $100. The kit this came with, the way they make it, it comes with a full wiring harness, and it comes with 4 additional rock lights to go along with it. Not that you can do much with 4 rock lights, but that's the way this kit comes. I don't really have any complaints as far as how these are built. They've been on this truck. This truck doesn't get driven a whole lot, so it's a little different than our other trucks we're going to go to that are kind of more our dailies. The rings are fairly tough, but just like anything, if you beat around on them, they're gonna, not hold up that great. But I've had these on here for probably about, probably pushing a year. I guess it's getting to that point, and I haven't had any issues with them. But one complaint that I don't know if you can tell in the daylight or not, but when you watch this truck, comparing it with like a pure white rock light color, there's a lot of blue to the light. So it's not really a pure white. So that's the downside of these, but they are fairly bright. They're about the cheapest thing you can buy. And that's what we're running here.
They have features.
Do what?
They have features.
Oh yeah, the way they're set up on the toggle is you click it on once and they just all come on solid like this, and then you can click through like 8 different sequences where they'll flash, they'll go back and forth, etc. So if that's something you'd like to do, that's something this kit comes with. Now we're going to move on down to my truck and explain what's on it. Well, because I have the lowest truck here, I'm going to crisscross applesauced up to get low enough to be able to see my ring lights that are even on this truck. Basically what these are is the same brand and everything that were on the square body, except I bought 2 sets of them. So they were double rows. I bought 2 sets, zip tied them together, mounted them on here to make it basically the cheapest quad row you can get, and they were about $200, a little over that a piece. So you're looking at $420 back when I bought these a year ago. I think that was the price then. I don't know what they went up to now. Everything skyrocketed. So if that's like the cheapest way I could figure out to run a quad row, and it still has the blueness to it, but I got a lot of rock lights on here, so it kind of blends okay, but you can still notice that. It has all those same sequences as the other one does. They're 17.5-inch rings, and they look pretty good. I don't like that whenever you zip tie them together, it's not one solid piece or strip of metal under it. So if you're not zip tied just right, you can see the crack that runs down it and stuff. So it's not that clean of a look, but if they're on, it really helps, and if it's dark, it really helps. So that's what I'm running here. It's the cheapest way you can go. As we move across, you're going to notice it goes from the double rows that are the cheapest. These are next. Cole will be next, and then what we have on the big red Ford will be, I think it will be the most expensive, but you'll notice a quality difference, I think. So let's go ahead and let Cole talk about his truck and see what's on there and kind of what that ran him.
Howdy everyone. Now we're going to move on to my truck, my 22 Denali. So on this truck we are running double row / quad row infinite off-road RGBW wheel ring lights. Let me explain that. So as you can see on the outside, it is just double row LEDs, but these also have LEDs on the inside of the rings, as you can see there. So some might call them quad row, some might call them double row. I'm going to call them double row because I don't care for the inside as much as I would just all of them on the outside, so they're double row to me. Now these are, once again, RGBW, so a little different than what we've talked about so far, because anything that's color changing is the pure white. It is pure white, but it's just a little bit different than other wheel ring lights that are just solid color. So these of course have features and things like that you can change the colors, you can make them flash and all that kind of good stuff. Overall, they're a good wheel ring light. I don't like that they put black zip ties all the way around them. That's just one small complaint, but that's very minor. They're 17.5-inch ring, and the price point for these are basically also, these don't come like this. They come, if you buy one kit, it's just one ring. So these are both stacked on here. And for one set, I have to check for an exact price, but I think they're somewhere around $280-ish a piece. 250, 280. So you're talking about $500 to $600 for this setup. That's going to get color changing, which is nice. But for just pure white, they're fairly expensive for what they are. They're fairly bright, but you'd have to be the judge of that. For the most part, they're a pretty good set of wheel ring lights, but they are fairly expensive, but they do have a really nice warranty as well. So that's basically it for this setup. These are pretty good. We like them well.
Hello. Now we're on to our last truck. And with these Quadros, they are probably one of the best products I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. How about you?
I couldn't agree with you more. They are one of the brightest Quadros you'll ever see in your whole life.
I think I totally agree with that. Where can I get some of these?
I'll tell you exactly where you can get some, sir. You can buy them from us, because we are officially selling these and making them ourselves.
Wow. That's quality.
Yes. They are made out of a sturdy ring. Very sturdy. They're 24 volt, so we do run a 12 volt, the 24 volt converter. All the other ones are all 12 volt.
Correct.
So these are pumping out a lot more juice, and for good reason, because they're super, super bright.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna say again, it's hard to really tell on camera, but we were at Lift the Truck Nationals and we saw a lot of sets of wheel ring lights, and we maybe only saw one other set that even got close to this.
And we're being honest.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
obviously
not trying to like toot our own horn or anything, but that's the point, is you can't get Quadros very quick in most cases. This is kind of the bad part of the story, is we've tried to order RGBW Quadros and other just pure white Quadros at times, and really got the bad end of the deal. Whether it was because they couldn't get products because of a pandemic, we don't know, but let's just say we're out like $1,200. We have two sets that don't work and one set that never got shipped at all, and we haven't got our money back.
and they refuse to give our money back.
Right. And that's part of why we went ahead and did this, is because we put forth the effort to do some research to make what we think is a good product. We went sturdy on the rings. The same material for the brackets is the same thing that we have on the ring. So most people, they have a nice sturdy ring and then they have a dinky little bracket that's going to bend or break or come off. We made these as heavy duty as we could. Still, it's an LED strip. If you drive through brush or something or have something hit this, it's only as strong as a strip light can be. But they're tough enough to stay on your vehicle and you don't have to worry about them, unlike a lot of other sets that get all bent up, and then once they get bent, they start hitting on stuff, and then that's how things get broken. So we'll throw in some clips of this truck at night, and still, you really need to see them in person, but they're going to be brighter than what you have. I'm very confident in that. So as far as price point, what can you buy these bad boys for?
So as of right now, we are setting the price at right around $550 plus shipping, of course. The way we got this number is comparing to other companies. Now, there is some companies out there that are making these. They're out there. But we have a lot of friends we've talked to. You're talking 6 or 8 months to put in your order to get these. And that's what we want to avoid. We want our product available, and we want to be able to get it right away, right? All of us want that. We want it for the next show. So we want to have these available. We want to have good customer service. We don't want to be like the companies out here that won't back their products. And so that's why we based our price. I think some other companies are selling for these for around $700 or $750. So we want to be a little lower than that. So we're at $550 right now, and then plus our shipping cost. I want to mention that these are true Quadros, which I think we got a close-up shot of them, but this is all one strip. There's some companies out there that are making Quadros, and they are double rows stacked together. And they might be cheaper, but and they might still be a quad row, but it's not a true quad row in my opinion. I don't know how you feel about that, but
It's definitely a cleaner look. Just like I had the complaint on my truck, you can't line them up perfect where you don't notice that they're not two separate pieces. So,
right.
because you will have these off at some point, and when they're off, you notice it, and it
Right.
kind of stands out.
Right.
So.
So this is a pure quad row, super easy to install, come with all the brackets, all the hardware. We have a wiring harness that's going to fit any vehicle. We have a relay built in for safety. It's going to have our converter. It's going to come with everything you need to be able to get these on and to be one of the brightest people when you go out to a show.
So that's that. Let's get a look at this bad boy on the road.
All right, we're out here tonight. We got Zach's wife, T-Dog, myself, and Zach right over there. So we're about to witness our lighting of our wheel ring lights. Yeah, go ahead. Oh my.
Well, that's significantly brighter compared to your phone.
Way better.
They're
They're, like, hard to look at
way better.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to be able to see any difference on camera or not, but it's significant.
This might be pull-over worthy, like by the cops.
Wow.
Well, if it helps,
There's not
you're running how many rock lights on here and double rows?
Right. Yeah, these are double rows and 2, 4, 6, 8 rock lights and a bunch of strip lights. And this is just our wheel ring lights.
It looks good. Imagine the time you'd save not having to install as many rock lights.
Yeah, that's crazy. Those are gonna blind people driving down the road.
Yeah, they are.
Like, back from here, it's horribly bad. Really not good. Bad.
So we were shooting these rollers downtown, and this dude comes up and pulls Cole over, and now we're gonna find out what happened. So he's coming with the wheel ring lights off, so I don't know if we just shut them off out of politeness or what, but dude, what happened?
I got pulled over again. Again.
What?
Because I did an illegal U-turn and my lights were too bright protruding backwards.
I noticed they were off.
Yeah. You gonna have me shut them down.
It's gonna be great for
That
sales.
was crazy.
What kind of guy drives something like that? It's like an old junky Hummer,
I thought
like with lights
it
on the
was
top. We did too. We would have recorded it.
No, it was a police officer.
So it's illegal to run these? In his mind? I mean, I've heard people say that before with any wheel ring lights, so, because they don't... Sorry.
couldn't get a straight answer out of him
Right.
because I asked about all the lights, and he says that they're fine in a parking lot, or if you're cruising in a parking lot, or have them on stationary, but like all the lights are like illegal.
Sounds like he was having a bad day.
He was super
'Cause
nice.
that's-
He just said that they've been getting a bunch of calls from people about lifted trucks in our town,
Oh, okay.
especially the other night with that meet. Doing
I was
burnouts
wondering. Yeah,
and all that stuff, and now they're having to crack down on it, is what he said.
gotcha.
But any lights that are like protruding back, as like I run my lights all the time on my other truck, and they're like pink,
Mm-hmm.
and he just said that that's fine when you're stationary.
I would have liked to have seen it in his little book.
I need to see it in writing on what's actually the law.
I know, and we'll follow
I
it.
get it why those wheel ring lights
They're
are
l-
so bright,
They're a little bright.
but everything else I don't really see the difference.
Right.
So
You didn't get a ticket, right?
no ticket.
Yeah, just.
I didn't have my driver's license again,
And we had your phone
You guys
because
had
we were
my
recording.
so he looked up my license by my social
Yep.
and showed him insurance. He was cool.
And we didn't want to walk up there and creep up on him because it was kind of dark where you pulled in. I was like, I'm not gonna sneak up on some cop, just
I know,
you know,
right?
just because it could be a bad situation. So.
Right. I was like, "Do you want me to open the doors? You know, because it's so tall." He's like, "Yeah, that would be nice if you could." And I was like, "All right." So I just opened it slowly, and he was cool.
Yeah.
But no, I actually hopped out. He says hop out for a second, and I hopped out, and we stood there and chatted for a second about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I figured I saw you guys getting shots. I figured you were just taking pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Just
basically,
don't run the wheel ring or lighting in general.
Yeah,
in
that
his
was what he
opinion.
said. So.
Huh.
But anyway, it was quite interesting. No ticket again. That's my third time getting pulled over.
That's
in the
pretty.
recent
That's a pretty
times.
good running. Your next one will be a
And every
doozy.
time I don't have insurance or my license, but
There was insurance in there, wasn't there?
no, this time I
Oh,
had
okay.
insurance, but the
Yeah.
last time I didn't.
Right.
But
This has been educational.
yeah, so these wheel ring lights are the next level bright. So, just a warning.
You may get pulled over.
Right.
Well,
Crazy.
interesting. Well, I guess we'll move on and show you guys some rollers of this before because we can't take any more right now. So,
Yep.
see you then.